Hi everyone, happy Saturday. I hope that y'all are having a great day. What I wanted to do is just kind of go over some more layouts here, just kind of what I'm doing in my book this month. And I wanted to do like, I guess you could say a side belly band. I didn't want to do it going from the top to the bottom. I just kind of wanted to do it going from one side to the other. And I wanted to add something on this little strip of paper that I cut and that I'm going to glue down. So I'm just taking off the back, the little back piece of the napkin, and then I'm just going to Mod Podge it down. I really just love this napkin. It's just absolutely beautiful. And then I'm going to just add a little bit more on the top, a little bit more on the bottom to just kind of finish it out. And then sometimes I'll even go over the top a little bit, because sometimes on the ends, they might stick up a little bit, maybe because the glue didn't go all the way to the edge underneath it. So I just, want to make sure it's, glued down pretty good. I was going to brush the glue down on each side of it, but I thought, you know what, I want to have as much room as possible, so I put the tip back on it so I could add the glue to each side. And then I'm just going to place it down here. And then see, I could just tuck something, right in here. So I'm going to go ahead and take it back out because it needs to dry and I don't want to get something stuck in there. So what I'm going to do, I found this really neat, I guess it's like a chart. And so I'm just kind of tearing around the edges, and I'm going to cover over this image here. So I'm just going to glue around the sides. I kind of like it. I was going to have it going vertical, but I kind of like I like having it going horizontal, just to kind of break it up something different. The words kind of going out to the side instead of up and down. So I'm just going to add that there. And then I thought I'd go ahead and do some stenciling. It's been a few pages since I've done any stenciling, and I'm going to just add it on both pages here. So what I'm doing here, I want to add a layered embellishment. And I've really been getting inspired. I've been watching some videos on YouTube, as we all do, and that is so addicting. I love to draw inspiration from others. And Shabby Dabby Doodah was making some layered embellishments, and I just absolutely love them. And I saw someone else making some layered embellishments too, but I cannot remember who it was. So I thought, well, I'm just going to make me some layered embellishments. And I mean, you could even just make a big batch of them with pieces of your scrap and have them ready to go if you needed something for one of your projects. This one I'm just kind of making on the fly with some leftover pieces. I keep a lot of my little bits, especially if it's, enough to kind of work with, so that, I can just kind of add layers. So I took the back piece of the napkin, after I pulled the yellow flower off, and kind of scrunched that up. And then I had a little bit from one of the journaling cards where I just cut all the different pieces off. So I really like doing that, So in this one, I'm going to go ahead and glue it all the way down. Some of them I don't, and I'll leave them as a tuck spot. And you could do that as well. This one I just thought, I'm going to just glue the whole thing down. So I'm going to go ahead and add the other side of that pretty little yellow flower onto this page. Just so this page has something on it and matches, everything just kind of goes together. And that will finish up this layout. So now I'm going to just move on to the next page. I wanted to use some more of this tissue paper, because, we got a pretty good size piece with, this kit. So I really wanted to use it up. And I just really like the pattern of it. I think it's really neat. And so I definitely wanted to use that. But I'm going to go ahead and tear a piece of this off. I was kind of going back and forth if I wanted to cover the whole page with it or not. But I decided I wanted to have a little bit of it on each page. And so I'm just trying to figure out where I want to put it at. I think I'm going to have it running from the top down and just, kind of butt up to the edge of the paper there. And then I'm going to cover up the words with some of the acrylic paint. As I've stated before, I really love this paint. It is so thick, and a little bit goes a long way with it because it is a heavy body acrylic paint. So as I'm gluing the tissue paper down, I don't want it to be flat. I'm actually wanting it, I'm wanting to kind of smush it up a little bit and create some texture. In the other layout, I laid it out completely flat, and which I liked that. But I wanted to just try something different on this page just to add more points of interest, as it's kind of like a torn piece of paper, or, add to the aged look of it. So to kind of make it bumpy, so to speak. And I really like how it's turning out. It just, I always like to add little bits of texture here and there, and this is a very easy way to do that. So here I'm going to make another layered embellishment, but on this one I'm just going to use the whole journaling card, and I'm taking the back of one of the napkin pieces and I'm gluing that on, and then I'm going to take this little strip of paper that I had torn off one of the pieces, and then with the seam binding that we got in our kit this month, I took a little bit of water, just a little bit of water, and rolled my seam binding up into a ball, and then when it dries it's crinkled. So that's how you can make some easy crinkled seam binding, and so that's what I did. And I love crinkled seam binding. It's perfect for junk journals, definitely. So on this page I'm going to cover it up with some more of the acrylic paint. Just didn't really like the image on this page, so just covering it up. So I made a pocket where I took one of the book pages and added the fabric and the lace onto it and just did some stitching and then just cut it off. And I'm going to just glue it right onto this page. So I'm going to add some glue on the edges. And then I'm just going to take that pocket and just put it right on there. And then I can just tuck some stuff in it. My paints is still a little bit wet, but I'm going ahead and just, you know, adding it on here anyway. So I'm just sticking it up with the paintbrush so it doesn't get stuck to the paint when it dries. So I really had fun doing these layouts. I hope this helps you along on your journey and inspires you. And if you have any questions at all, feel free to let me know.